What I want to share today is from the perspective of management implementation. And the topic is the role of institutional leadership in fostering student excellence. The first component is student excellence, and the second component is HRD instruments by which we can foster excellence in our students. The student requires ability of effective communication. What I want to share today is from the perspective of management implementation. And the topic is the role of institutional leadership in fostering student excellence. Uh, my dear friend from Raza Media, he has already mentioned that all the efforts that we as institutional leaders or the government, the ministry, HRD ministry, and especially education ministry of a state of the nation, they all are putting a lot of effort, and the main objective is to improve or maximize the outcome quality of our students. In one sentence, we can say that the generations are the harvest of the efforts put by the masters and the educators. So, from that perspective, I have been trying to think, I have been trying to work, and for several years, I have been trying to develop and design some small or big training or consultation programs. So, taking into account all my experience and perspectives, I am going to present a little bit before you. In today's discussion, I want to clarify that it mainly has two components. Second slide. Today's session has mainly two components. The first component is the student excellence, and the second component is HRD instruments by which we can foster excellence in our students. These two components are further discussed in six components, which is mentioned under the structure. The first point is meaning and concept of the topic. The second point is student excellence. So excellence by excellence for whom? We would discuss the meaning of that. Third point is excellence for what? We need to incorporate and foster excellence for what? Fourth point is excellence. Why? Why do we need? What is the need and important? Do we even need to improve the capacity of our students or not? And the fifth component is which excellence we need to incorporate and foster excellence in our students. So, what type of excellence? What are the list of one type of excellence, second type of excellence, third type of excellence? So, which excellence we need to develop in our students? And the last component is how to incorporate and foster excellence in our students. What are the major HRD instruments that can be utilized by an institutional leader? So these are the six main components of today's session. Next slide. At the outset, I want to clarify that what is the meaning of institutional leadership? Institutional leadership, I think we all understand it, we all know it clearly. Institutional leadership refers to the process of guiding and directing an organization, means whole organization, all team, or educational institution towards achieving its goal and objectives. It involves setting clear vision, developing strategies, and making decisions in order to achieve the stated objective. This was not important to explain the meaning of this, but I want to mention it because I want to emphasize it. The people of the institution, the people of the educational organization who are controlling the whole institution, who are controlling all functions of the institution, and who are controlling the whole process from starting to the completion. They are the institutional leaders, and they have the responsibility, starting from setting the objective to completing the objective, achieving the growth objective. Next slide, please. The institutional leadership, I have already mentioned, have the capacity, they have the responsibility, and they have the authority to determine the educational objective of the institution altogether and the courses altogether and the objective of the teachers altogether. And they also have the capacity and authority to make the students also realize that what is the objective of taking admission to one course or any course. And the institutional leadership have the authority and control and opportunity to make aware all the participants, all the stakeholders, teachers, students, parents, and other supporting staff also. If they all are trying to achieve the objective, then the objective would be easier to be achieved. And this can be done, and this can be organized by the institutional leader himself or themselves. Next slide, please. Yes. Now, student excellence for what? The question is, the topic is, we need to foster excellence in our students. So we need to improve the capacity of our students, but the question is, for what? Excellence for what? Student excellence for what? So I want to mention here that our students need excellence, betterment, and better capacity for their life and for their present life and for their future life altogether. We are giving them education, we are giving them skills, we are trying to improve their abilities for what? For their practical life. Which life? Their present life and their future life. And their present and future life have 8 steps, or we can classify as 7 plus 1, or 8 levels in their life. They would be going through 8 levels in their life, and for those practical steps, one by one, they would go through, and they have to perform. Education is their hope, and by education, we need to improve them, or we need to prepare them for these all practical steps. The first step I want to mention here, for present life at their student level. I want to mention it. I have mentioned it because many of the times I have seen across the states also at many places. I am very much hopeful and I am confident that we have in our nation, we have premium institutions, but we have limited number of premium institutions. And for such a large country and nation, we have we have more than 40,000 colleges. And we have thousands of institutions, lakhs of institutions. In these all places, or from in majority of the educational institutions, the major part of the population studies comes out from. That is why it is important to mention that we need to improve the capacity of our students for their present life and for their future life. At present life, we need to make our students, we need the first level is present life at student level. Students need to be improved for their student levels, because in many of the times the students do not come to realize that how should they learn, how should they behave, and how should they prepare themselves if they are studying any course, if they are studying in school, in intermediary education, or in even in higher education. So they are studying subjects, yet they do not have a very clear idea about how they should learn, how should they see their own education, whether their education is the preparation time of their future or not. They don't feel it many of the times, and many of the students do not feel it. That is why there are a number of reports which talk of employability. So students have lack of employability. Students are educated, they have qualification, but one of the very important need is employment, and their employability is not as per mark. So this happens. Why this happens? Because at the time of education, when they were education, when they are in education, when they are taking education, when they are students, they have not realized that how to learn, what to learn, for which time to learn. Today I have to learn how much. Today I have to take how much from our education. The second step is I am talking of we need to improve excellence for what? For present at the student level and for their future levels, future life also. So what is there in their future life? The first step in their future is their job applicant level, career applicant level. So when we are giving education, we need to make them ready. We need to improve their capacity for their first career level. Means we need to make them ready for their job applicant and career applicant level. The second future step means the third point is their first career level. Means when they would start their career, and most of the time when they would be having the responsibility of executing the JD, job description, that given task. So this is their third need. Next slide. Fourth, next future life is means second career level or managerial levels. We need to build the capacity of our students for their future step. Which step? Their first career and their second career and their third career level. Second career level means what? When they have already passed or completed their probation period, they have got one or two promotions, and now they have to handle teams. For handling teams successfully and for handling one department successfully, their executive level skills would not suffice. When their previous level skill would not suffice, this means at this level of their life, they need better competence. So that is why for their next step also, we need to build their capacity. Fifth is future life at their third career level means career leadership level. In or when they would reach, or we can say if they have ability, if we develop ability in our students to lead one department and to lead one organization. In order to lead one organization, there are a number of managerial abilities that are required. In order to lead one business organization, at least one organization we are talking about. In order to lead one organization, he needs organizational leadership abilities. If our education intends to make them capable, we need to incorporate these all excellence in our students through our education training, etc. Next level need is these are practical needs of our life. That is why we need to improve capacity of our students. Next is uh, future life at social level. We have students, maybe they are qualified, they have completed their graduation or masters or whatever education they have completed, they would lead their professional life as well as they have social life, their community. In organization itself, they have organizational life. They have to deal with others who are not who are not part of their job. Maybe they are from some other department. They have organizational life. They have social life. In social life, they have community building participation. In social life, they have community. They have social welfare participation. In social life, there is our nation. We have to be a positive contributor of our nation. So we need to create and produce a human resources who is made ready for his student level responsibilities, for his job applicant level responsibilities and requirements, for his first career level, second career level, third career level, and social level also. Next slide. Now, his future life at his personal as well as family level. If our education has to become effective, and if our education has to produce right quality of human resources, right quality of solution human resources for the student, for the personal life, professional life, social life, and family life of the student also, and national life of the student also, then we would be creating a holistic one personality from our education. If we miss to identify the importance of these all aspects and these all practical needs of our student, of people in general, we would not be able to address the multiple problems that are cropping up today's world. Because there are a number of problems in family. Who should handle? We need to produce right quality of human resources who is able to handle all types of diverse practical and life related problems. Next point is future life at spiritual level and character building. This is also a need of one student, any community, any nation, because this is a very important skill for anybody. Spiritual life or spiritual level of life asks us to become truthful. It helps us in becoming self accountable. It helps us in becoming self responsible. It helps us, it helps our professional in becoming honest, dependable, responsible, and a better contributor to the organization itself, to the customer itself, to the society itself, to his own family itself, and to the educational institution also, etc. etc. So uh, these are the list of importance that I have mentioned. That because of these all important needs, we need to develop excellence in our students. Next slide, please. Now, why these are the needs? So are these needs not being addressed? So we need to think about this. We need to be careful and informed, care informed also. We need to relate that the present problems of individuals, of organizations, of society, of nation, of families, the problems are due to what? Majority of the problems are due to the behavior of the people, due to the performance or due to the low performance of the people, due to the wrong behavior and due to the uh, inappropriate behavior of the students, people, not the students. So we would need to analyze that what are the if problems are increasing, we need to address, we need to formulate solutions. So education and HRD, education is the most important and most formal and most structured HRD instrument for making any human resources. If our education addresses all the practical problems, possible present and future, possible evident and potential problems of the practical life of the students, I think we would be in a better position to create right and better and solution human resources for individual, professional, social, and national lives. So I have tried to mention a few points here also. Why do we need excellence in these all areas? Because there are problems still. Even if they are people are educated, they have taken education from a school or intermediate level education or higher level education, they are facing problem in their personal life and family life. Why? What is the cause? The cause because they have lack of skill, they have lack of ability, they have lack of, they are, there are problem in attitude, there are problem in thinking, there are problem in approach towards personal life. Like if somebody is hankering after mm, some cosmetic success, the person has to be natural, the person has to be confident, the person has to be a high performer, but the person has to be an original personality also, who has to take care of their family, who has to take care of the responsibility and burden of old parents. If we correct this behavior, there could be betterment in the society, betterment in his in the life of the in the life of the student itself in future. The second point, to address need of career and professional success. This is very important, and majority of our educational institutions are already concerned about this. They are taking of their new trending technologies, who are challenging job opportunities, who are reducing job opportunities, who are creating a new type of, better type of, a different type of competitive environment for different types of jobs. So this is also important. I have seen in many colleges and institutions that the students are have completed the education. Yet, even after the completion of the education, the student who has passed with first division at least, he does not have first class knowledge and skill of the subject. And he has not prepared himself as per the requirement of his career when he was studying for his career. Why has he failed in developing himself for his career? So this is there are a number of examples also. Like there was a report by Manpower Group which is stated in 2017, and it has stated in 2022 also. But I am referring here one report from 2017. Although it is old, but it has some relevance. It mentioned that 93% of MBAs, HM, and ITES graduates are not employable. So they have completed education, yet not employable. And we can see in today's condition also, we have a number of educated unemployed youth. So we cannot only say that we have lack of job opportunities. We have also to realize that we have lack of employability also. Manpower Group stated in another report that 86% of engineers were not employable. So we have to see both from both the sides. The applicants also have problems, and we have lack of opportunities also. If we have limited opportunities, we need to create right quality of human resources. The student himself, the job applicant himself, will have to be practical and will have to see from the eyes of the employer also. So, but they are lacking at this point. That is why we need to take care about their employability also. Uh, in many of the cases, the students lack job skill and career oriented skill. That is why we need to work upon this. The third point, uh, we need to address why student excellence is needed. It is needed because in order to address social and ethical needs of the organizations, society, community, and the nation. We can see examples. I was seeing one book. It was written by some IPS. He collected a case study of 100 ethical issues in his department. So, if a person is qualified, yet, yet, if he is not the solution human resources, if the person professionally qualified given opportunity and post and power. If he does not, he is on the position in order to solve the problems. And after coming to the position, if he does not become a solution to the problems, rather he is trying to exploit the situation, then where is the problem? The problem will continue because of what? Not because of employability, not because of lack of qualification, not because of lack of opportunity. These all are available. But what is the problem? The problem is ethical issue. The problem is lack of sense of social responsibility, lack of sense of national responsibility and nation building concern. So that is why I am emphasizing that we need to improve excellence and capacity of all types from different perspectives, from these all practical perspectives. Isn't it? Next slide, please. Now, this is this list and the next list. These all are the main things, like which student excellence. We need to improve capacity and excellence in our students. So the question is which type of qualities and which type of excellence we need to incorporate and develop in our students, and which type of excellence our educational leadership needs to be careful about developing in our students. So I have tried to mention and share my opinions. The first area of improvement or the first area of excellence development, excellence incorporation is subject knowledge itself. Subject knowledge and competence. This means I do not think I need to explain this point. However, uh, in order to just mention, I am mentioning subject knowledge and competence. We need to make sure that we are not only teaching and we are not only completing the syllabus, rather, we are developing knowledge of the student also. This is one part. Means theoretical concept must be cleared in the mind and personality of the student. The second point about the subject, the practical skills of the subjects. And the third is the practical that are used in his job, career, and industry. Means industrial and job application practical skills of the subject. This is first area of improvement. And the fourth point of the first point means 1.4 is the research and the research knowledge and knowledge addition to the subject by research scholars. This is not for uh, lesser students. The second point, the second excellence, the first excellence is about subject knowledge, subject related skills, subject knowledge, subject related excellence are needed. Students who are qualified in any subject, mediocre knowledge, mediocre ability is not good for them. Students also should realize it. So we would mention that point also in uh, further slides. The second excellence that we need to incorporate in our students, we need to foster in our students is effective communication skills. Whatever be the subject of the student, maybe he is a student of science, maybe he is a student of art, maybe he is a student of commerce, he is a student of technology, he is a student of pharmacy or whatever, law. There are subjects. Yet, in order to live, in order to utilize the subject itself, the student requires ability of effective communication. Communication is not limited to only language. Language skill is part of communication, but this is not equal to communication skill. In communication skill, effective communication skill, there are three types, which itself has a lot of scope to discuss. But at this point of time, we do not have time to discuss that much. But I would mention that there are at least three types of communication they need. and at least 7 plus 1 levels of communication that they need to use communication. Three types are written forms of communication they need, oral forms of communication they need, and image management is also a form of a type of communication that they need. I am not talking only about student level. I am talking about their present and their future life. The third excellence that we need to incorporate in our student is research and industrial skills, which is referring to subject. This third is referring to subject competence, isn't it? Fourth, next slide, please. The fourth excellence that we need to incorporate in our students by scrupulous efforts. The institutional leaders are the masters of the society. The society is the mirror of the masters. If masters had been careful in designing, developing, and crafting the society, society means the people. Which people? The students who are in class. They are the reflection of the society. They are the reflection of the nation. And they are the reflection of the family. And they are the reflection of the organization, employer organization. So educational leaders, they have got the authority actually. Students are not aware that they require this much, but the institutional leaders have the capacity to see, to have a vision of 5 years, 10 years, 15 years, 25 years, 50 years. Now, the fourth point I want to mention here, that which excellence, career management and job application level. This is means job applicant level skills. Our students need excellence for which? For their job applicant level. This is related to like today they have completed their education. From tomorrow they would become job applicant, career applicant, job applicant. So at this point of time they need a specific skills. This is only for a very short term, short period of time. Maybe from campus placement they are placed, but from campus placement, even before the completion of the, even before the display of their results, they may be selected, but they are selected on the basis of job applicant ability, which requires specifically like effective CV writing, effective interview winning skills, effective GD skills, effective presentation skills. And besides these all, they must be competent in the subject so that industry or employer can hire them. Employers are not hiring students. Employers are hiring employees, professionals. If by the completion of the education, if students have become employee professional, the organizations are looking for them actually. But if the student has not, by the completion of his education or her education, if he has not become a successful employee, if he is considering him to be still a student and he is utilizing the word he can use, they are using, but if he is using the word I am a fresher, so actually this is not a word by which he can be selected. Organizations mainly look for the person who can fulfill the given task. If employer if employer is confused about whether he would be able to complete the job or not, so the job opportunity would be missed. That is why I want to mention here that this excellence is also needed. I am already confident that we have IIM, mashallah, we have IIT, we have IISc, and we have premium institutions, but we have least number of premium institutions. For our nation, we have thousands of institutions which require these excellence to be incorporated in their students. Next excellence is first career level skills. This is the you can say that first career means first job. First job Generally, if we consider that he is at executive level and he has the responsibility to execute the given responsibility. If he is an engineer, if he is a draftsman, he is designing by himself. If he is a management professional, if he is in marketing, he has to do marketing by himself. If he is in marketing research, he has to do marketing research survey, uh, etc. by himself. If he is in sales, he has to do sales by himself. I want to mention that if he is at first job level, he has to execute the JD job description by himself. So at this first career level, he requires the hard skills of his subject as well as a number of professional soft skills, a number of non-JD skills also. Like there is a list, the company has given him a list of JD job description, but there are other aspects also. Like there are job professionalism, which should not be written in job JD in offer letters. There are organizational professionalisms. There are small things, small soft skills that would never be mentioned in any job offer, in any JD. As for example, a new employee has to, maybe he has got an opportunity to attend induction. In induction, what he has to do, he doesn't know. And the company is not going to tell him that how should you behave in induction so that you can create a positive impression of yourself in the eyes of the manager, of the senior reporting officer. At the time of joining, the company would not necessarily guide him that what do you have to do. He has to know it. And if we incorporate these all important aspects of uh, student's life, student's first career level, I think he would be prepared in a better manner. The next is second career level ability, managerial ability. So, in order to improve excellence and capacity of our students, we need to foresee his future and we need to prepare them for his managerial levels also. If we have made our students ready, already he is capable for leading an organization, he is capable for leading a team, he is capable of managing, handling, solving the problems of the team, leading performance of a team, and he has capacity to lead one department at least, means he has a number of managerial abilities, then he would be the best candidate to be selected or to be promoted at managerial level. But these all have to be addressed at education level itself. I am confident, and we are already aware that our premium institutions cover these all contents. That is why students from premium institutions they have capacity, and in campus placements, organizations select them for managerial positions directly. From IIM, students are not selected for executive levels. Most of the time, they are selected at managerial levels because they have managerial ability. So, in order to incorporate excellence in our students, which excellence? This excellence also. Next slide, please. Third career level skills also are the area of excellence that we need to incorporate in our students. This means it is referring to organizational leadership, at least departmental leadership, not only team management, not only departmental management, rather leadership responsibility of multiple departments and and leadership responsibility of one organization at least, so that in future he can reach to the position of general manager, director, managing director, chairman, etc. If we have already equipped them, if not all, if not all, we have equipped them adequately, substantial amount of organizational leadership capability, then I hope that similarly, like the students of premium institutions, students from other institutions also would scale up in their life. Next is which excellence, social and ethical excellence is also required, because every individual, every professional is a person from a family also, is a person from uh, from a society also, from a community also, and from our nation also. Every student has multiple perspective in their life. They are student, they are future employee, they are future manager, they are future organizational leader, they are social citizen, they are national citizen, they are the hope of the family, they are hope of the wife or husband, they are going to become guardian of the next generation. So these all are practical aspects and very practical, unavoidable steps of life. So I hope students and everybody who is educated need to develop this capacity. And here, and the last is personality formation, success habits, self-awareness, and management. These all are the which excellence. These excellence are also needed to be incorporated in our students. Now, next slide. Yes. Now this now we would talk about the solution aspect. Like actually, within this much of time, I have tried to cover overall areas of institutional leadership and their role. So they have role in doing and influencing these all areas, depending upon the various needs of the students, not only students, needs of the industry, need of organization, need of society, need of family, need of our nation, need of the global leadership of our nation in the challenging circumstances. These all are the requirements. And considering these all requirements, we need to produce suitable, right, and solution human resources. And in order to produce right and suitable human resources, we need to make our education effective. And we need to utilize all these supporting HRD instruments in order to develop right personality of the students. Now, section, this section is going to talk about that how we can improve excellence in our students and what are the important HRD instruments. Education is the main instrument. Yes, we know. In education, there are multiple components. There are multiple HRD instruments. So the who have the authority and charge of these all HRD instruments? The institutional leader has the charge of these all HRD instruments. And in order to maximize the development and excellence in our students, the institutional leader need to realize the use and utility of these all HRD instruments. The first HRD instrument, list of the instruments are mentioned here. HRD instruments. HRD instruments means the instrument which would be utilized to develop the human resources. Which human resources? Student human resources. The first is educational objective and HRD objective. Educational objective means what we are going to give to the student. And HRD objective means which quality of developed personality we are going to produce. Before starting the course or before starting the educational program, we need to determine that what would be the outcome HRD, the final product, the ready product after the completion of education, training, and programs. So the first step is to relate ourselves with this point, educational and HRD objective of the institution by the institutional leaders. This is very important. Actually, every point has a scope of detailed discussion, but because of lack of time, I am just touching these all important components. Uh, if I miss something, to suggest me and condone also, because I have to cover it. I would move ahead. The second HRD instrument is now the traditionally understood component, syllabus. Syllabus is the main component that is understood by all. So now, syllabus is actually the plan of HRD. I am talking with a philosophical term. Like syllabus is the plan of HRD. Which quality of human resources, the outcome personality of human resources we want to produce would be determined by the syllabus. So I am suggesting here that our syllabus needs effectiveness as per the requirement. And our syllabus needs a little bit redesign. Our syllabus need not be limited and circumscribed to only core subjects. Like we had mentioned that which excellence? We need subject excellence, but we need communication excellence also. We need career management skills also. We need first job level skills also, and we need second career means managerial abilities, leadership abilities, and social and ethical competence and excellence also. And for personal, happy, successful, and peaceful, honest, uh, fulfilling life, we need a peaceful personal and family life also. So these all are needs. So if these all are impressing needs, our syllabus need to consider these all practical needs, isn't it? The third HRD mechanism is teaching, training, and development methods. I am not mentioning here teaching methods. I am mentioning here teaching, training, and development methods because we need to teach our subjects and we need to train our students upon the practical skills of the subject itself. And we need to make sure that whether our students are developing or not. So, in order to teach, train, and develop, we need to incorporate a number of teaching and training methods, which I have mentioned it here, but it is quite small in font. Like we all know it. A quality lecture, personal introduction of the student, awarding assignments, group discussion, presentation, seminar, conference, workshop, research work, projects, industrial project, academic project, social projects, simulations, corporate interface, leadership interface, industrial visits, etc. etc. There are a number of teaching, training, and development methods with the help of which we would be developing our students. Next slide, please. Yes. Now, I am going to mention an aspect, maybe in many institutions, uh, it is not as much cared about, but this should be cared about. The fourth HRD mechanism, what I consider as HRD mechanism, I do not want to miss this, is the traits of teachers. Which trait, which quality of our teachers? Effective and objective oriented traits. So, in order to make our educators who are already qualified in their subjects, who are already competent in their subject, and who are already very much competent in teaching subjects, and they are light of knowledge. Yet, yet we need some more effectiveness in our respectable teachers, like whether I am good at teaching, but I have to be careful about whether I am good at making the students learn also. Whether I am good and effective at making the students develop also. And these are the challenges that we educators face in classrooms. So, what we need? We need to incorporate some of the traits, maybe we did not care about earlier, but we need to be careful about, not for ourselves, but for the sake of the output personality of the student. Because our students are not only students of classroom. Our students are not students only of subject. Our students are the hope of the family. Our students are the hope and future and performer of the organizations. And our students are the hope and future and performer and the representative of our society, community, and nation. So, who are going to craft? The final terminal instrument to craft the personality of the student is the teacher. That is why I have mentioned it here. The traits of effective and objective oriented. What is the objective? The output personality of the student. The fifth HRD mechanism is traits of a student also. The students also have to realize that they are a student of the subject. They are a student of all the requirements that they would need in their life. If a student himself is not interested in learning, how the teachers can develop? If I do not want to develop, how you would develop me? I also need to be interested in the development. Then only I would be able to learn from you. So students need also uh, be made effective, and we need to work upon them. The sixth HRD mechanism that can be utilized, that have to be utilized for developing excellence in students, is a review system. We need to, we already understand that our examination system is the review system. But I want to mention it because we would again feel it that our examination system is a review system. This has to review. What to review? The progress and development to review. I have seen that students do not feel it as a review system. They feel examinations as their objective. Their objective is to pass the examination with good marks, anyhow, and they pass it. But if they do not realize, if we do not make them realize that this is your review, so check your review whether you have progressed, whether you have developed in the subject, or whether you have developed in terms of employability, whether you have developed in terms of communication, whether you have developed in terms of subject competence, whether you have developed in terms of social and ethical competence or not. So we need to utilize this review system also very effectively. And review system, there are annual examinations, semester examination, trimester examination, monthly examination, fortnightly examinations, tests, a weekly test, and daily review mechanism. For daily review mechanism, I have some suggestion. In daily review mechanism and weekly review mechanism, we can incorporate three level of review mechanism. The first level should be appreciative measures. In this level, we need to appreciate them students more, and we in the beginning we can ignore their faults because in the beginning they have a number of faults. They have less quality. So in the beginning, we can utilize appreciative measures of review. After some time, we can utilize analytical measures of review, in which we would do analysis of this much we have good and this much we have bad, or this much we have lacking. And in third stage, we need to utilize critical measures. Critical measures. Even if you commit one mistake, I would not leave you. I would be very strict in reviewing you. We would be very strict in catching your faults. So this is sixth HRD mechanism. Next slide, please. Seventh HRD mechanism that can be utilized by our institutional leadership is the HRD climate, the conducive environment for teaching. Conducive environment, please correct the spelling of conducive. By mistake, it is F. It should be CIVE. The conducive environment for teaching, training, learning, and developing. The environment, the classroom, the campus, the hostel, the places, the opportunities, the exposures that our students are getting, they should be objective oriented towards their development. And the design of the climate must be careful about not leveraging negative opportunities. There are many habits that the students develop in absence of guidance. They by themselves, they by themselves develop negativity, negative approach in their personal life. They are not doing any negative activity in the classroom. Still, they have negative behavior in their life. That negative behavior would affect themselves, the students also, and others also. That is why that is why we need to be careful about designing and developing the climate and environment for uh, learning, developing, teaching also. I am not only it is not limited only to the students development. This is also required in teaching. So it can be mentioned in detail, but because of lack of time, I am moving ahead. Next is essential infrastructure. Essential infrastructure is also one of the HRD mechanisms which helps in continuing quality education. So essential infrastructure does not, I think, it does not require explanation because the infrastructure requirement is already known by our educators. So this is regarding building and building classroom affiliation, etc. etc. Now, other sixth HRD mechanism I want to mention, not sixth, ninth. Ninth HRD mechanism is internal management issues handling. There are, besides these all important aspects that can contribute to the development of the students. There are internal management issues also that have impact upon education, training, and student development. So I want to mention a little bit from this also, because internal management is the thing that controls whole institution. So I want to mention it. Next slide, please. The first component of internal management aspect is lesson planning. Although this is part of academic administration, yet I have separated it from academic administration. The first point is lesson planning, learning planning, and development planning. I have given lessons to my teachers have taught, but I have to be careful about learning planning also. My students are learning or not, and whether they are developing or not. So we need to make it, we need to prepare it. The second important point is academic administration, which covers regular classes, attendance, discipline in classroom, classroom management, cleanliness, etc. etc. Examinations, examination control, etc. would be in academic administration. Now, third point of internal management. Third point is HRM, human resources management issues. Like the first HRM issue would be acquisition of right human resources. Like if we have great masters, then only we would be having the opportunity to produce great students. But if we miss the opportunity to select and acquire right human resources in education, so we would be compromising the benefits in the larger terms. So we have to be careful about teaching staff also, non-teaching staff also, and students also. The second point from HRM is, please take next slide if it is mentioned there also. No, please back to that slide. Yes, the second point is training and development of our teachers. So this is not only limited to teachers, but mainly this is a training and development of our teachers. For what? They do not need development in the subject because they are already developed and competent in the subject. But maybe we need to share with them our educational objective. We need to share with them our HRD objectives. And we need to share other necessary information also. so that they also become the commander of the objective. If educational leaders are also following the same objective, all teachers are also following the same objective, all non-teaching staff are also contributing to the same organizational goal, and the students are also aware with the organizational goal of development, then I think it would be the easiest and most conducive circumstances that will produce right quality or the best quality of human resources, means excellent quality of students from all aspects, from subject competence, employability competence, social competence, ethical competence, etc. etc. Next HRM issue would be performance appraisal of the teachers, non-teaching faculty, and students also. Performance appraisal, performance management, and performance development. These are important aspects. It is not so that if I am doing appraisal carelessly, so this would not impact the performance of teachers. No, this is not so. Performance appraisal of teaching staff, non-teaching staff, they would impact performance of the teachers. If if we have developed right indicators of performance appraisal, then we would be finally achieving the better performance by our teachers. I would want to make it concise. It requires details, but time is not allowing me. Next, the important issue is compensation, motivation, and performance development again by for teachers. And lastly, regarding HRM issue, there is grievance handling. Grievance handling, if there is any problem, so they need to be redressed, and they need to have a proper process and formal method of redressing and problem solving. Actually, what happens in this area? In this area means in at this point, if there are problems are not finally solved. They are adjusted. So, but if they are only adjusted, they are not originally solved, so it would have some bad repercussion upon the quality of performance of teachers. And finally, it would impact the quality of the output personality of our students. Next slide now. Now, this is the last HRD mechanism. I am mentioning it here as HRD mechanism, which has uh, some role on the outcome personality of students. In this, I have mentioned institutional image. So, institutional image is the image that people think about the institution. An institutional image can be, maybe it needs to form, we need to form the image of our institution, or we may need to reform the institutional image. So maybe we need to form or reform institutional image in the eyes of students and parents market. Second, we need to form or reform institutional image in the eyes of employer and industry. And third, we need to form or reform our institutional image in the eyes of society and educational community of the area, state, and the nation. So these all are the HRD mechanisms which can be controlled by whom? Only by the institutional leaders. These all HRD instruments can be controlled, and these all HRD instruments can be utilized towards the maximum development of a student, towards the maximum development and quality of the education delivery, and to the maximum and best effective performance of our educators. I have completed my talk, although I have taken a bit more time. Uh, I want to give this a statement. I want to give this next slide, please. I have completed this. Thank you very much for bearing me so much. This is a statement I want to share it. Generations are the harvest of their masters, actually. If there was Dronacharya, then only there was Arjun. If there was Chandragupta Maurya, then only there was. If there was Chanakya, then only there was uh, Chandragupta Maurya. If there was Prophet Muhammad, then only there was Umar the Great or Abu Bakr Siddiq or Hazrat Ali. If there are great masters, then great students can be produced. Great master, great system, great student, then great performer. So I wanted to present only this much before you. Uh, I know there might be a number of limitations because I have only tried only with a cursory glance to cover the topic, but I think it was very important during my visits to different states of the nation. I have found it that educational institutions need to be careful about these all aspects also. That is why I have tried to mention it before.